And time to wake up on this Friday morning. 28 degrees out there. Colder weather is here for sure. JC?
Yeah, if you're going to run naked around the house this morning, you might want to put a pair of socks on, right, Frank? Yeah, it's cold outside. Hey, good morning. I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us. This is Athens in the AM on a cold Friday morning edition. Tom, what did you do? Oversleep yesterday?
Yes, we overslept.
Yeah, I guess so. We didn't see you yesterday. We talked all sports yesterday. I want to thank my buddy Zach for being up here, too. Shut Up was with us. Bob Labby, as always, on a Thursday. Here's what's coming up on the program today. Some Boy Scouts going to be here in just a little bit. Matthew will be here with Chick-fil-A. Barry Kay's going to be singing. Hopefully, he'll show up in a few moments. And we're going to talk about the launch of a new company today. Y'all know what technology I got, so I don't know a squat about it, but he's in here this morning. We'll talk about that. My Live Map coming up here in Huntsville today. They kick off at, I think, 11 o'clock, because today's 11/11/11. A lot of you not working this morning because it's Veterans Day. Mac even got up early out of school to come up here and celebrate Veterans Day with us. We may go back to some of the video I shot over the weekend at the Veterans Parade in downtown Athens. Don't forget, Decatur's is this morning at 9 o'clock in downtown Decatur. Huntsville and downtown Huntsville is today at 11 o'clock, and I'll talk more about that when we do the news in a little bit. I got to tell you, this is getting under my skin so bad about this Penn State deal, it ain't even funny. How do you sleep at night knowing you witnessed a 10-year-old boy being raped in the shower by a 60-year-old man? That is just unfriggin' believable. We'll talk more about that in just a moment, because some of the grand jury stuff is in the front page of USA Today this morning. It just makes your blood boil. And I want to say to all the guys on ESPN, they have done a fantastic job being on top of this. If you feel sorry for Joe Paterno, don't. He's getting exactly what he deserves. But right now, let's get into the weather, and I'll get cranked up in just a moment. Here's Gloria to tell you about. It's going to be a beautiful weekend after all, ain't it?
You know, it really is, and I hope we can get all this talk about this out before the Boy Scouts get here. Just a terrible, terrible situation. But let's go over that forecast, because, yes, 28 degrees out there. Bundle up on your way out. You'll want to stay warm, because it sure is cold out there. High temperatures today, 60. We will see plenty of sunshine, though, 37 for your high. Tomorrow, 63. There it is, 63 for your high, 48 for your low, mixed in with some clouds. And our extended forecast looking like we're A-OK. A little rain next week, but that's okay, not long. And look at the cooler temperatures. At least the low temperatures, not bad at all. 55, 42, 38, much better than the 27 degrees we have this morning. 230-4988 gets Tony. He's back with us this morning.
And you can text me now that I've given out my private cell phone number to the multitudes watching this morning, 230-1123. So as I wait for my text to come in, this company we're going to talk about in just a moment, he's over getting a few shots now. Do you know anything about it? Because I don't.
I do. You know, it's pretty, the little that I just saw this morning, it looks and sounds pretty remarkable. You can actually go to one site and find everything, kind of custom make it for yourself, and you can go and see
Let me ask you a very
places.
Important question. How can I benefit from it?
Because we're going to be on there too.
I mean, let's talk about somebody. Me.
Eyeballs.
Yeah, how do we benefit from it, okay?
I'm thinking we're going to be on
All right. Let's talk about, this is sick. Absolutely, absolutely sick. This is the front page of USA Today this morning. Victim 1. For this boy, it started, as it alleged he did most victims for him, with a barrage of gifts from former Penn State assistant coach Jerry Sandusky. Now, here's this pervert right here. This morning on ESPN, they ran a crawl. He's distraught, Tom, over what's happened to the people at Penn State. He's claiming he's innocent. Let me tell y'all, this is going to be sickening. According to a state grand jury report outlining alleged sexual abuse by Sandusky, there were trips to professional college football games, computers, clothes, and cash. It goes on. This is victim 1. The boy showed courage and others. But here's some stuff in here I did not know. At least he came forward, something that administrators of Penn State College did not do, including the great one, Paterno, whose legacy now will be tarnished forever. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Oh, it is.
Get this.
So sad.
The 23-page grand jury report is littered with instances in which university officials and other authorities failed to act effectively, allowing the list of victims to grow. Nothing stopped. Here's one of them. In 1998, the mother of a young boy, as called Victim 6, became suspicious, listen up, Tom, when her son and Sandusky showed up at her home, both with wet hair. The boy, according to the grand jury report, acknowledged he had showered with Sandusky, prompting the mother to call Penn State University police. The coach allegedly admitted hugging the boy while both were naked in the shower, according to the grand jury. He says, I was wrong. I wished I could get forgiveness. I know I won't get it from you. I wished I were dead. No kidding. Does the rest of the world too. But here's another interesting part you haven't heard yet. The case was referred to then Central County District Attorney Ray Griard, who declined to prosecute the case in 1998. His decision has not been explained. He's been missing since 2005 and has since been declared dead by authorities.
Wow.
Now, this was the district attorney.
Yeah.
How did he
Getting
die?
deeper, isn't it?
One other thing you haven't heard yet. Another potential missed opportunity to expose Sandusky, according to grand jury, occurred in 2000. Now, what was that, 11 years ago? A janitor allegedly witnessed Sandusky performing oral sex on a boy in the Penn State locker room showers.
Wow.
The emotional, shaken janitor who described the incident to co-workers that night did not report the incident to authorities because he feared, and others feared, they would lose their jobs.
Are you kidding me? Get another job.
But the worst one yet is the coach, McCreary. Now, they have said because of death threats, he will not even coach tomorrow. Now, this guy, you see, he's a big dude. They said on ESPN yesterday he was a graduate assistant when he witnessed the rape in the shower.
So immediately everybody thought, well, he was young, scared, stupid, didn't know what to do.
Mark May yesterday on ESPN blasted University of Penn State. The guy was 28 years old then. He witnessed
man.
a 60-year-old man in the showers raping a 10-year-old boy.
And did nothing.
You know what he does? He goes home and tells his daddy. Did his daddy do anything? No. Did he do anything? No. Instead of stopping this act of violence, what most any man, boy, anybody would have done, he chose the chicken cowardly way out, told his daddy, who didn't report it, then he reports it to Paterno, who does it? He reports it to the AD. Nobody informed the police of what happened. Penn State, after me and Gloria watched that yesterday, they
gotta fire the whole
they need
bunch.
to fire every single body involved with the program. This is going to cost them millions and millions of dollars. I even heard this morning that Paterno was even hiring a defense attorney.
He's going to need one.
He is not the man we have all been led to believe he was.
They were saying that there's so much more that's going to come out.
They said this is going to get ugly, ugly, ugly. Can you imagine witnessing somebody abusing
And not do anything about it.
This wasn't two gay guys hooking up in the shower on a campus. This was a 60-year-old man raping a 10-year-old boy in the locker rooms at Penn State. And Zach just said yesterday that as little as 2 weeks ago, Sandusky was in the weight room at Penn State.
Yeah.
When a grown man has to tell you, I will no longer shower with the children, what is wrong
Does
with that
that not
statement?
trigger something's wrong?
Yeah.
But we all know it's wrong. Obviously, the whole world is learning
Don't
that.
feel sorry for Joe Paterno. He's come out to be a bigger loser than we ever thought.
There's going to be more to come out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And those kids up there protesting, alcohol obviously was involved
Well, they're just
in a
young
deal
and
like
stupid.
that. I mean, come on.
This isn't about football.
This is bigger than any scandal ever in college football.
Yeah, no doubt.
Bigger. And Mark May, yesterday, one of the analysts on
Fabulous.
ESPN, all of them have done great. He did a fabulous
great.
job coming down on one of the leading institutions in the nation. And I support them 110,000%.
Well, the governor came out and did it too.
It's just beyond sick what was able to go that long.
hard
You're
to
looking
read.
you're looking at 20 years here. And how many victims? Probably.
Yeah.
But how many could have been saved the abuse of this guy? I mean,
Lives that were destroyed.
there's a law too. You must report this if you see something like that. I need to get Brian Jones, the DA here in
Yeah.
Limestone County, to
Wasn't
put
that
us up
endangerment to a child?
to get somebody up here next week to talk about that. That is just, it just makes
It's
me
just
sick.
shocking.
If you think about it, anybody, you should be absolutely sick at your stomach about what they allowed to go on at one of the #1 college football programs in the nation.
Well, you know, you went over that list of know the signs of child abuse. They obviously trusted him. They knew him. And
Well,
it just continued. And then when he found out who did it, just kept it going anyway. It's just
When your
awful.
son comes home with wet hair and the coach and tells you they showered together,
And hugged.
he was told to quit showering with kids in what, the early 90s?
I want to say 90.
What about that did these dumbass people not get?
Now. I'm glad we got this out before the Boy Scouts got here.
Well, I mean, regardless of who it is,
I
this
know,
is sick.
It is bad.
Sick.
Bad.
Oh,
I
but
did not read newspapers
all
for a
right, let me
while.
get away from that now. I'll come back on that later. Let me get on the other main subject in Limestone County. Y'all remember the other night when that grandmother complained that the man answered his door naked on Halloween for her grandkids and he still didn't have any candy? Well, today's Courier reports, man reported nude on Halloween. Was Tom wearing boxers?
Oh, well, that
Oh.
clears
He
it.
was wearing boxers, but he also had his lights off and he was not handing out candy. But now, I was talking to
Don't
Frank
open the
this morning.
door.
Here's the question on that. When is it against the law to be naked in your own house and open the door without clothes on?
I don't know. Indecent
It's
exposure.
not, is it?
I don't think it is.
Of course, I did see where somebody got arrested for walking naked past their plate glass window.
That was
of course,
a couple
4 or
years
5 women
ago.
kept riding by there constantly. Huh?
True.
So anyway, so the guy was not, he had
He did
boxers
have
on, but he
boxers
still
on.
didn't have any candy. So maybe
Yeah.
that's what's wrong. All right.
That must be the candy thing.
Yeah, he didn't have any
Upset
M&M's or Reese's
grandmother.
Pieces or whatever.
Yeah.
He had his light off. All right, let me go over a few games. Mac, I know you're interested in this for the weekend. All right, because y'all know, if y'all ain't heard yet, Alabama got beat last Saturday night.
They
And I've managed to live this week. All right, the big games tomorrow. Oklahoma State at Texas Tech. That's at 11 o'clock. Oklahoma State max 17.5 points. Upset Texas Tech. Of course, they've got stomped the last 2 games. Come on, Tuberfield. Pull one out for us. Nebraska at Penn State. That's at 11. Nebraska by 3.5. Florida at South Carolina, 11 o'clock. South Carolina by 3.5. TCU at Boise State, 3:30. Boise by 15.5. Auburn, 2:30 on CBS. At Georgia. Georgia by 13. I just don't think Georgia beat them by 13.
No, neither.
Bob Labby yesterday
an upset.
picked Auburn in an
Picked
upset.
Auburn.
Tennessee at Arkansas tomorrow night. Arkansas by 14.5. Alabama at Mississippi State. Alabama by 18.5. And the big one, of course, Oregon at Stanford tomorrow night. Stanford by 3.5. Mac, what'd you say?
I said
28-24.
28-24 Oregon. Boy, I hope Oregon pulls that off. Hey, if you got any questions
Yes,
this
you
morning or you
are.
want to tell me how right I am about the Penn State fiasco, please text me or Gloria at 603-4848, or you can text me at 230-1123. Barry Kay's supposed to be
may
here,
not
but he might
answer.
be sleeping a little late. And where's my chicken?
I don't know. Matthew says it's
Oh,
cold out there.
That's what I was wondering.
The mustache guy that was supposed to be here yesterday thought he was
Ryan
supposed to be
Moore.
here today instead of yesterday, so he'll
We'll
be back.
reschedule him.
Is it next week?
I haven't
Next
scheduled
week
it
coming
yet,
up.
but we will.
You're watching
We'll get
Cooper
him back
Company
on.
live on a cold Friday morning in Athens. Weekend going to be great, though. Some rain coming in next
Yes.
week, as my weather person just told me. You certainly-
Weatherman. Weatherman.
you know, generic term.
Oh, okay.
Better straighten that
That's the
out.
first time.
Right
I've been
now, we'll
called
take a
man.
break on a Friday morning. Y'all hang on.